Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode, episode number 29 today for the Mexican Grand Prix of Season 2, round number 15. If you missed the previous episode uploaded last week at the USA, then I recommend you check that out. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you see plenty more My Team Career Mode, or I say plenty more, there's only 2 episodes left of this series, and then we will of course be saying a farewell as well. In terms of money front, we're almost ready, but not quite, for Spec to try and attempt to get Spec 3 cheekily on the Sashi side. I haven't got, annoyingly, Spec 3. I'm targeting the Sashi because the Aero we're pretty good at, but bearing in mind, I'm also thinking, are we going to have enough time to fit, if we do get an upgrade? Bearing in mind, of course, we're not really paying attention to the regulation change because we're not doing a Season 3. It's something to think about. We are going to put a minor brakes upgrade. That's going to come in for the final round of Australia in this series, which I still need to find a setup for as well. And we're also going to have a look at a major fuel efficiency upgrade as well, which will also come in just for Australia. So any ultimate upgrades I don't think we're going to fit on anyway. So it's a little bit disappointing in that regard. But anyway, in terms of the R&D chart, we have progressed almost up to McLaren and Red Bull are just a pixel faster than us currently at this time as well. Mercedes have also made a little bit of a leap, as have Ferrari, towards us. So the field is closer than it has been. We are definitely close to McLaren and Red Bull. So hopefully, bearing in mind Mexico, Brazil are both good races for me. Well, I was saying that Brazil hasn't been that great for me personally so far on this game, but that might just be where the car has been at those races, and we'll see if we can maximise the performance at Brazil. Australia, as I said, is going to be an unknown because I haven't raced there at all on this year's game. But in terms of, it's also an interesting thing in terms of the engine parts, because I don't. This is the first for me where it's going to be a little bit down to the wire in terms of some of the parts as well. We've already got all 5 parts in it, or 4 in EQ. So ICE as well, and the energy store, the 2 ones where they have facing the pinch point, and also the turbochargers now, because effectively the first 2 are pretty much unusable. So we have still got a couple of spare parts, but it's not. We should be hopefully going to try and survive and not end up with another episode of Singapore. But moving to qualifying then, with our new confidence in the fact that our car should be even faster, I'm once again down in P14 in Q1. Yes, the pace once again in qualifying is, as usual, absolutely dreadful. We are almost 2 tenths up. Going through the final corner, a little bit of a rear end step out there, almost 2.5 tenths up, and it's only enough for P13. Norris up in P9, but 6 tenths faster. It's very close up there at the top, as you can see for Q1. So it's going to be a close run thing. We'll see if we can get into Q3 though. Yes, unfortunately about that, there was rain in the latter half of Q2, so this was my fastest lap on lap number 2. So after that, as you can see, it just started to get rain, and also the tyre wear. Yeah. So with rain coming in, this is the fastest lap in qualifying for me. A little bit wide there at that corner. I'm going to do it a bit more. Hog the inside, don't get the curve, otherwise it'll be there. On the outside there, I could have used a bit more of the curving for a wider entry to that corner. This is the corner I'm losing time, because this is a high-speed corner, and the AI are just OP for these section of corners. Aren't losing literally half a second a lap through them as well. We're only a tenth that slower than Hamilton, a tenth and a half slower than Hamilton, so that's promising. Because moving into the final sector then, don't cut that corner too much, otherwise you will lose time again with that one. Because you get sort of stuck on the orange bits at the final corner. Then a little bit wide on the exit there, so there was time to be found, but unfortunately we just weren't fast enough. In the end, Vettel out as well. So yes, we've got quite a lot to do. Lando seems to have very good pace. So
Here we go then. It's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from third on the grid. And what are the Honda-powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Vettel, Bottas. They've taken a grid penalty. The owner driver and Verstappen. Leclerc, Stroll. Norris, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And George Russell. Giovinazzi, Mazepin. Mick Schumacher, they've taken a grid penalty. And Joe, Tsunoda, Ocon, Kimi Raikkonen and Nicholas Latifi. Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Giotto and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot today. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Well. That is a mixed up group. We're starting up in P5 and we're going to have a free choice of tyres. We're going to start on the mediums. I tried to, at this point, to make the strategy basically go onto a medium and then a set of softs. That's basically my plan. It's a tyre strategy that works well throughout this season. So that's the tyre strategy. But we got Daniel Ricciardo, the championship leader, who can win the championship today. But he's down in P19, so he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to win the championship. But the only one looking right in the top 10, starting on the medium compound tyre. As Private Lights, the Mexican Grand Prix, lights out and away we go, and it's a poor start. Look. Verstappen already through, lightning quick. Leclerc also goes. Stroll is starting on the hard tyre, so he's going to fall back. We need to sort of hope that Stroll starts to hold a few people up as they're going 4 wide into turn 1 as we get Verstappen and Hamilton almost 3 wide. No, Hamilton comes back to us. It's not Hamilton, excuse me, it's Bottas as well. We're ruining his chances of maximum points as the only man who can catch Ricciardo in this career mode. But we're down the inside of both Verstappen and Hamilton, and it's a nice easy move there. But I mean, they were all over the place, like 4 wide at turn 1. Surely someone's got some contact there. But anyway, moving to the end of lap number 1, we're caught up to Vettel and Perez are going side by side. We're going to put it down the inside, 3 wide at the little hairpin onto the entry of the stadium. That's a very bold move. I don't think I've ever made a move there. But there we go. I mean, they were so slow. I think Perez may have got damaged from going 5 wide at the start there. I'm not entirely sure if he will come in or not, but he comes in at Verstappen, and actual fact the confirmation that Perez does come in then. Verstappen has a go at us around the inside. We go around the outside at the end of lap number 2 and retain P2. You can see Norris is now in the background, so I'm thinking of letting him go because Hamilton is already 6 seconds out the road and we're probably going to battle for a double podium. That's the plan really, but we've got to defend from Verstappen first. He's got...
Don't panic just yet, but we've seen a problem at our end. We're looking into it.
And Jeff has given me the words that I did not want to hear about an issue with a problem. We defend against Norris. That's going to allow Leclerc to go down the inside of the Verstappen.
There seems to be an issue with our ERS. The issue seems to be fixed, but we will keep monitoring it our end.
Doesn't look fixed, Jeff. Yes, the ERS has locked itself as we go into fast forward mode. So you can see how much that I'm just losing out. I think Leclerc and Verstappen may have made contact. Norris is through. We're going to let Leclerc through here on purpose so we can have his DRS. Otherwise, we're going to be a sitting duck against the Ferrari. A little bit of contact there, not mentioned. We have got ERS back on lap number 3, but now we're going to Now we're going. This is the Phoenix Grand Prix master plan. We're going to. Both myself and Norris are going to gang up on Leclerc. We've both got DRS. We're closing an absolute rate of knots on Leclerc. We go for the outside as well, because he was not decides to park the bus in the absolute middle of the road. We're going to switch back in there. He's gone far too deep into turn 3. No, thank you very much, and we're able to move up the position. And that should also allow Norris to follow me through, and there he does. So Norris is up to. It's a double podium. Can we get? Well, we haven't had a double podium at all. As well, I've had 3 podiums so far. We're going to let Norris go because he seems to be. He was quick in qualifying, and Hamilton is just running away. I can't catch Hamilton on these mediums. The tyres are just the medium. We don't all know the medium tyres are dreadful. We will of course come back at Hamilton and Norris in the last 10 laps of this race, but we're playing the long game at the moment by letting Norris go. Leclerc, though, I mean, we're not letting him go. We've once again let him past on lap number 7. We're once again going to repass him with DRS down the main straight. Again, just trying to pull away. This time we've been caught by Esteban Ocon, as well as we've been battling. You see, Morris is 3.5 seconds up the road already. As we're watching Luca Giotto, he's lost the back end, and he's into the wall, and he's lost his front wing. And that's going to bring out the safety car. So, yes, there was a bit of a glitch here. Esteban Ocon has slowed behind the safety car. He should have overtaken it like I did. He does eventually overtake it. Stroll as well also sits behind the safety car as well through those laps. Not that it matters anyway, because of course, moving to lap number 11, we have not come in. Hamilton and Lando have come in. Lando is now 1.3 seconds behind. It's sort of well, it's I don't know if it's a disadvantage or an advantage. We won't know what would have happened had we not had the safety car at the end of the race. But the safety car is in, so we're going to crawl round at car park speeds here, allow the safety car to disappear into the grid and try and catch Hamilton napping. He's going to be on fresh softs. We're still on mediums. Both Hamilton and Norris have got one stop to go. We're going to hold Hamilton up for Lando, basically. That's the plan of action. We've got Ocon and Stroll in between them. As we get ready to get underway then on the end of lap number 11 on to lap number 12, we're going to move to the inside on the inside line here. Hamilton is going to have the slipstream. Are we going to start a little weaving? No, we're going to keep it in a straight line, defend the inside, force Hamilton wide just through turn 1, turn 2, able to then stay in front and allow Ocon to Ocon then make contact with Hamilton. We jump to lap 15. Norris, yes, he's far too fast for us again, and he's gone through the victory. It has gone wide into turn 1, but I just decided to left off the throttle and just decided to stay behind him, really. I mean, he's going to power pass us eventually with those soft tyres. As I say, we will come back at Lando, but I don't think the safety car might have hindered in that point. So we're watching Lance Stroll, who's doing a fantastic job in P3. He is slower than I am, and he's on hard tyres. On those hard tyres, and look at the amount of front wings on the race director. I mean, it's worse than the Azerbaijan episode. Eventually Stroll can't hang on anymore, and Leclerc and Vettel are now coming through. Vettel's got a little bit of front wing damage, as you can see there on his front little chunk, but Stroll has done a good job to keep in front. It's not been a good day at the office for Williams, because George Russell is now out with an engine failure. He's out the race as his teammate goes through there, and he's not the only one with an engine failure, because Guan Yu Zhou in his Alfa Romeo is also out as well, so he's out as well. So yes, we jump to lap 26 then. We've done 26 laps on these medium tyres. The tyre wear has not been bad at all. You can see Lando, unfortunately, is going to win this race. But we will be reeling him in. I think we're going to run out of laps though, but we'll see. Depends how quickly we can clear the others, because I think we're going to fall behind Leclerc, maybe Vettel. Ricciardo is up to P5 from the back of the grid, so he's done an amazing job. Bearing in mind all the carnage with the amount of front wings that are being lost out there, as we're coming in for very good stop, 2.2. That's what we like to see. 2.2 second stop. Leclerc will go through, as will Vettel and Ricciardo, but as the Gasly then, who started last, is in P6. So Gasly with Ricciardo kept their nose clean, have been rewarded where the others have had carnage. But Ricciardo is slow now. He's been held up by Vettel. Not that Ricciardo cares, because Bottas is way down the order. Ricciardo should be winning the World Championship. It's a lovely little move, all the way around the outside, swooping around the outside. They have way more grip than Ricciardo on those warm mediums compared to my fresh softs. We're just able to walk around it like it was far too easy, that move. Next up though is Sebastian Vettel. He's had a poor exit out of the final corner. We're pulled alongside him. We're not even through the corner yet. So we've taken a second out of Lando already, with 8 laps to go. 6. We need to be 2 seconds a lap faster than. See, jump to lap 30. We've now caught up to Charles Leclerc, who we were overtaken with DRS for the about 35th time in this race. As well, so Leclerc will settle down for P3, but we've got fastest lap as well, with low fuel. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch Lando in the end. Lando got some DRS for some lap cars, which we did lap a couple of cars as well, which is a rarity for me. Lando though comes through to win the race, but for us, it's a 1-2 for the team for the first time ever. It's a P2 for us, and I will definitely take that. It's more points in the Constructors' Championship, and it's definitely a good result that we both of us deserved today.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion.
So Daniel Ricciardo is finally a Drivers' Champion. Thanks to the capitulation of literally everyone. Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, all 3 stopping. Bottas as well, 3 stopping today. We did a 1 stop. From mediums to softs, a brilliant strategy. Our fastest lap in the end. We could, if we had another 5 laps, maybe would have caught. You probably would have caught Lando, but not to be today. Alonso did a 4 stop and was 3 laps down. I think he may have retired at the end as well, but still showing as classified. But I didn't see that. I mean, as well. But in terms then of the Drivers' Championship, Ricciardo is out of reach. Lando moves up to 2nd place with his victory, and we're comfortably clear now of Ferrari. I think Red Bull are slightly too out of reach, I'm going to say, which is a shame, because it would be such a good way to round off this series with a P3 in the series. McLaren, as I say, have been utterly dominant throughout the season, especially Ricciardo, who's won 5 races this season. Nobody else has been as consistent and dominant as Ricciardo. Lando, to be fair, has won 3 races. I've won 1 with Bottas and Gasly as well. But yes, the consistency's been there. I mean, personally, Bottas is on a poor run of form, so can we capitalise on that and catch him for P2? P3 rather. That's something we'll look at in the next upcoming episodes. But if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe channel, and you see plenty more F1 2021 related gameplay. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.